Hey everyone, how is it going? Welcome to Beast Eggs TV. Really glad to have you here with us today. If you're a fan of savory, hearty dishes, you're in for a delicious adventure today. We're cooking a classic Filipino dish straight from the Ilocos region, Igado. This recipe is all about layers of flavor, tender pork and liver, with vibrant veggies that come together in a tangy, savory sauce. If you've been looking for that perfect meal to impress your family and friends, you're in the right place. Stick with us, and we'll guide you every step of the way. And hey, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our tasty recipes. Now, before we dive into cooking, let's take a look at the ingredients we'll need today. The stars of our dish are pork meat. Make sure to slice it into thin strips for faster cooking. Pork liver. We'll give it a special marinade later for that signature tangy taste. Soy sauce, the base of our marinade and a key ingredient for umami flavor. Cooking oil. You'll need this for sautéing. Ground pepper for that peppery kick. Bell peppers. They add both color and a subtle sweetness. Laurel leaves, also known as bay leaves. These aromatic leaves infuse the dish with depth and a distinct herby note. Vinegar. This adds the perfect tang to balance out the richness. Carrots and potatoes, both sliced into thin strips to cook evenly. Green peas for a burst of color and flavor. Oyster sauce, a little extra umami to make the dish truly mouth-watering. Onions and garlic, the classic flavor base for any Filipino dish. Let's get these ingredients ready and dive into the cooking process. First things first, we'll marinate the pork meat. Grab a container or bowl and add your pork slices. Pour in some soy sauce and sprinkle in a good amount of ground pepper. This marinade is simple but essential for locking in flavor. Mix everything thoroughly until every piece of pork is coated in that savory goodness. Let's set this aside while we prepare the liver. Now, the liver. Liver can be a bit tricky if not handled correctly, but don't worry, we're going to do it right. Place the liver slices in a separate plate. We'll add soy sauce, vinegar, and a touch more ground pepper to this. The vinegar is key here because it not only adds flavor, but also helps tenderize the liver. Give it a good mix. Make sure every slice is evenly coated. Let's set this aside and allow it to marinate while we start cooking the pork. Let's start with our liver. Heat a pan over medium heat and place the liver slices in, letting them cook gently. We don't want to overcook them at this stage because we'll add them back later for that perfect finish. We're just sealing in the flavor and cooking them lightly. Once they're browned on both sides, go ahead and set them aside for now. Look for a golden brown color. That's what we're after. Once all sides are done, remove the liver from the pan and set it aside. Don't worry, we'll bring it back in towards the end for a final flavor blast. Heat some cooking oil in another pan. We're going to start by sautéing our aromatics. Toss in the garlic and let it sizzle until golden and fragrant. Can you smell that? Then add the onions. Stir them together until the onions become translucent and slightly caramelized. This step builds the foundation of our flavor. Now we're adding the marinated pork meat. Hear that sizzle? That's the sound of all those flavors getting sealed in. Stir occasionally, allowing each piece to cook evenly. We want that golden brown color, which means the meat has absorbed all those wonderful soy sauce and pepper notes. It's almost there. Keep stirring until the pork reaches that rich golden hue. It's key to achieving that deep, savory taste we're after. Once browned, let's add another splash of oyster sauce for that extra umami hit. Stir it in well. This is where the flavors start layering, creating the base of our Igado. After a few minutes, start stirring the pork to make sure all sides get that golden brown color. Keep an eye on it, though. If the heat's too high, the pork might burn on the outside while staying raw inside. We're looking for a deep, rich color and a slight crisp on the edges. This browning process is where the meat absorbs the base flavors, so be patient and give it time. See how the pork is turning golden and crispy? That's exactly what we want. It's not just about cooking the meat, it's about building flavor with every step. Now, keep stirring and flipping the pieces to make sure all sides get evenly browned. As the pork cooks, it's soaking up the marinade and developing layers of flavor. You'll notice the delicious aroma filling your kitchen. It's that perfect blend of soy sauce, garlic, and pepper working together. To deepen the flavor even more, we're adding another splash of oyster sauce at this point. This enhances the savory profile and adds that signature Filipino umami taste. Stir it in well, making sure the oyster sauce coats every piece of pork. The key here is not to rush. Keep cooking and stirring until the pork develops a rich, even color all around. You're looking for a combination of tender meat and crispy edges. This is what gives Igado its satisfying texture, a mix of juicy and slightly crispy bites. As the pork continues to cook, you'll notice it starts releasing some of its natural juices. This is a good sign. It means the meat is tenderizing while still retaining its moisture. Let those juices simmer down a bit, concentrating all that flavor back into the meat. Now add a touch of water to the pan. This helps lift all those tasty brown bits from the bottom, adding even more depth to our dish. Stir it in gently, making sure every bit of flavor is incorporated back into the pork. We're going to cover the pan and let the pork simmer for a few minutes. This allows the meat to tenderize even further, while soaking up all the rich, savory flavors we've built so far. The key here is balance, getting that perfect mix of tenderness and depth of flavor. After a few minutes, take off the lid, add carrots, and give it a good stir. The pork should be tender yet firm, with a beautiful golden brown crust on each piece. This is the moment you know it's all coming together. The flavors have melded, and the meat is packed with that unmistakable Igado taste. Our pork is now perfectly cooked and ready for the next layers of flavor. But remember, this isn't the end. There's still more flavor to build as we move forward. Now that the pork is tender, it's time to add our vegetables. These add both texture and sweetness. First, in go the potatoes. These take longer to cook, so they go in first. Make sure they're evenly spread out so each piece can soak up all the flavors. Stir occasionally and cover the pan again to let them simmer and soften. Keep the heat low and slow. It's crucial for letting all these layers of flavor develop fully. We're almost at the finish line. Time to add the green peas and bell peppers for that final burst of freshness and color. In go the green peas. These little gems bring a pop of sweetness that balances out the rich pork and liver. Stir them in gently. Next, add the bell peppers. The crunch and color they add are just what we need to round out the dish. Stir everything together, making sure all the vegetables are well coated in that rich sauce. At this point, we're ready to bring back our cooked liver. Add it back into the pan and gently mix it in with the rest of the ingredients. The liver's unique richness and tenderness perfectly round out the dish, giving it that signature Igado taste. Give it a good stir to combine all those incredible flavors. You can already tell how everything has come together. The tender pork, rich liver, and vibrant veggies all in harmony. For the finishing touch, we're adding a drizzle of seasoning for an extra layer of umami and a final hit of seasoning to taste. Stir it all together, making sure every bit is coated in that glossy, flavorful sauce. This final mix is what makes Igado so rich, hearty, and satisfying. We're almost there. Cover the pan and let everything simmer for a few more minutes on low heat. This allows all the flavors to fully blend together, ensuring each bite is packed with the perfect mix of meat, liver, and veggies. Now, give it one last stir to make sure everything's perfectly cooked and coated in that delicious sauce. Look at that, our Igado is rich, vibrant, and absolutely ready to serve. The aroma is mouth-watering, the colors are inviting, and I promise the taste will blow you away. Let's plate this up. Scoop a generous serving onto a platter, making sure to get a bit of everything. Tender pork, savory liver, and those colorful veggies. This dish is truly a feast for both the eyes and the taste buds. The flavors are spot on. You've got that perfect balance of savory, tangy, and a hint of sweetness. The pork is tender with crispy edges, the liver is rich and smooth, and the veggies add just the right amount of texture and freshness. This Igado is everything you could want in a comforting, hearty meal. And there you have it, folks. A classic Filipino Igado that's packed with flavor and perfect for any occasion. If you enjoyed cooking along with us, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Bistegs TV, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a delicious recipe. Let us know in the comments if you try this at home and what dish you'd like to see us make next. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy cooking. Cheers.